Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Discuss It with Drake. That's right, that's me. Episode number 82. Can you believe we're at 82 already? So, of course, if I'm here, that means it must be 12:30. So there you go. Today's quick tip is, are you buying a home? Don't forget to ask these questions. And when you are working with me, you won't forget to ask these questions because, well, we'll just know to ask them. Of course, before you get started, if you just do me a favor and go on over to YouTube and type in Drake's Real Estate TV and hit subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. And please, if you sign on and you see me live, please say hello in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate that. So let's get started. So buying a home, it comes with a lot of responsibilities and liabilities. And when you buy a home, you're kind of stuck with it until after you sell it successfully. Well, because of this, you must take extra precaution and try to ask as many important questions as possible before you close the deal with the seller. So here are a few extra questions that you shouldn't forget to ask when buying a home. Now keep in mind, if there's something wrong with the home, they are supposed to disclose everything, okay? But just in case, here are a couple extra questions. So, can I have a copy of the home's sales history? Now, this is actually something that you can ask me for. So it's important to know how many times the home has changed hands over the years, as well as for how much the home is sold for each time. This will kind of let you know about the property's prospective value fluctuations, which can help you sell the home and negotiate fairly in the future, if that's even possible. As of right now, it's not really possible, but but if the house is sold, 5 times in the last 5 years, you might want to ask yourself, why? Okay? So, well, what is the cost of monthly and annual utility maintenance? So, no one wants a home that racks up utility bills as though the owners are made of money, right? There's power, water, gas bills that can be disclosed, as well as many other maintenance costs for you to gauge if you can truly afford the home. Hi, Lori. How are you? Many now have solar as well. Pools cost extra, and if you're a warm climate, there's many things to consider. And most of the sellers are not going to shy away from letting you know what the utility bills are, especially like if it's in a positive note. Like our solar covers, everything. Our solar bill used to be $500 a month. I mean, our electric bill used to be $500 a month. Now it's 17. Stuff like that, trust me, is going to be mentioned because it's a definite positive of advantage for you. Next, you want to talk about, well, how much is the property tax? So although the home's value is the primary determinant of property tax, just knowing how much the current owners are paying is a good way to determine future expenses on the property. Okay. Your agent should be able to tell you what the going rate is too. All right, because not all tax is equal across the board. There are certain neighborhoods, believe it or not, that actually have a higher property tax, probably because they're newer. Maybe they've got extra things in that brand new community, like lakes and stuff. It happens. So just ask. So, does the house have any unusual history, or has it been involved in any crime? So, any history of suicide, murder, or unnatural death must be disclosed by the seller. Okay, the time frame for normal death is 3 years to disclose, unless directly asked. Okay, so unusual history, like appearing in a magazine, commercial, or a movie, well, that should be disclosed as well. So a home appearing in a public media may mean a future privacy breach, and a negative history can make a home difficult to sell in the future. For instance, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but if you watch American Horror Story, that is a home here in LA County, and evidently somebody bought the home not knowing that this was that home, and it's on tours. And of course they didn't find that very appealing because the buses go by and point it out, and it just brings unnecessary tension and noise to the area. So stuff like that needs to be disclosed. But for the most part, 3 years is what you're looking at for normal death in the house. If it's longer than that, they don't have to disclose it on the form. However, if you ask, they have to tell you. Okay, so when in doubt, just ask. How about when the roof was last fixed or replaced? So a roof replacement can cost upwards of $10,000 and a whole lot more depending on your kind of roof if it's specialized. So a future homeowner should know when a huge expense like this may be due. Okay, so keep in mind that most of this should be disclosed when buying the home. How about does the area around the property come with parking restrictions? So whether or not the home has a garage, it is possible that the future visitors may need to park outside the property. So when this happens, the last thing you want is for your guest vehicles to get towed away, right? Not all neighborhoods are the same. This is where reading HOA notes, if they're applicable, come in handy, all right? Also know when your street sweeping is, because those are nights that you might get trapped in the house because you don't want to move your house. You don't want to move your car. So anyways, are there any ongoing warranties for kitchen appliances, garage doors, HVAC systems, whatever? So replacing any of the above can easily cost thousands of dollars. So having warranties on these items can save a lot of money down the road. And remember, you can also get coverages from the home warranty plan that you should be running in your contract. Okay, and if you haven't done it in the past, you need to have a conversation with me because I've got a great girl for this. So anyways, almost done. Are there renovations or additions made by past or current owners? So upgrades can cost a lot. And it's best to know which contractors worked in the house before and what they did more. So if you're planning on doing additions or renovations. So were they permitted? Just keep in mind, it's also the buyer's responsibility to check with the city if major projects have been permitted. Okay, in many cases, the current owner did not do the work. That's actually most common. And they don't know whether or not it was permitted or not because they just took the house as is like most people do. Okay, but just know that the due diligence lies and behold of the buyer. All right. How about, are there any issues with sewage or broken pipes? So although you can hire a home inspector, and you will be hiring a home inspector, it is best to know that these issues beforehand, most of them cost a lot to be fixed, right? So for issues, this can be equivalent to a very sizable amount. So I definitely would have the home sewer scoped out. Many areas are just prone to issues, especially if your neighborhood has many, many mature trees. You know, that are lined down the street. It's like, oh, what a beautiful canopy in the summer. Provides a lot of shade, right? Also provides a lot of plumbing problems in a lot of cases. So check that out, especially if there's been histories of calls to have things roto-rooted. So last one is, are there any past or current pest infestation? So getting rid of rodent or insect infestation, can occur a lot of time and money, and it's just gross. And something like this needs to be disclosed rather than find out when it's too late. So when in doubt, if you see what is a potential red flag, just ask. Okay? That's really all I have for you today. I hope you found the information useful. I want to give a shout out to Realty Times for all the information that they provided for you today. And as always, please don't keep me a secret. Share this with everyone you know. And if there's a topic that you'd like me to discuss, please just send it over and I'll get it on the calendar as quickly as I can. I hope you have a fantastic week. Be kind to one another. Don't forget to live, laugh, and love. And until we see each other again next week, when the next move matters, contact Drake for Homes. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you later.